strips out all the stuff that gets in the way of fun and gets everybody straight into the...
That injure a third party's reputation. Neiman has sued the defendants for slander, which is verbal defamation, and libel, written defamation, but there's several barriers that could make these claims hard to win, even if the cheating allegations are proven to be untrue. For starters, defamation is only actionable if a defendant makes a false statement of verifiable fact, meaning the assertion must be capable of definitively being proven true or false, and opinions are by nature not defamatory if they merely express the speaker's commentary based on public information. And here, Carlson accusing Neiman of cheating after losing at the Sinkfield Cup is probably not an assertion of fact, but a opinion based on disclosed fact. And as some have said, it may be a stupid opinion, it may be a wrong opinion, but it's an opinion, a conclusion reached based on the observed play, not a statement of fact. It can't be defamatory. And to prevail, Neiman would have to prove that Carlson didn't actually think Neiman cheated when he made those claims, a very high, if not impossible, bar to clear. Similarly, Nakamura may be shielded from defamation claims to the extent that he's only giving his opinion and commentary on Neiman's alleged cheating based on public facts. And not to fear, the same goes for a legal commentary YouTube channel giving legal commentary on a chess cheating scandal. But the complaint does suggest that Chess.com's conclusion that Neiman cheated is based on undisclosed facts. And sometimes implying undisclosed facts or explicitly stating that there are undisclosed facts can lead to defamation. And the Chess.com report alleges that Neiman privately confessed to additional cheating offenses in a private August 2020 phone call with Chess.com's Danny Wrench, which the complaint denies. However, the Chess.com report does include private communications between Neiman and Wrench between August 2020 and January 2021 that shows the Zoom call took place, Neiman acknowledging being banned for cheating and calling said consequences completely fair. And that's certainly going to hurt Neiman's credibility unless he can show that those private messages were faked or taken out of context. Another potential barrier to recovery, Neiman's fame and notoriety means that he could be classified as a public figure subject to the heightened actual malice standard. To prove actual malice, which again has nothing to do with hating someone, one must prove that the statements were made with knowledge of being false or reckless disregard for their truth or falsity. The actual malice standard also applies to limited purpose public figures, which refers to one who voluntarily participates in a discussion about a particular controversy and has access to the media to get his or her views across. This is opposed to the normal standard, which is just negligence with respect to false statements. But Neiman's almost Trumpian praise of how famous and successful he is that's contained in the complaint only reinforces the idea that he should be treated as a public figure subject to the actual malice standard. But that's a double-edged sword, because this complaint is potentially to redress grievances in court and get damages, but it's also supposed to try to rehabilitate Neiman's own reputation and get eyeballs. So it goes both ways. But given this high standard of proof, Neiman might not have any luck against Chess.com in court. And as Bloomberg columnist Stephen L. Carter points out, lawsuits by individuals accused of cheating have mostly been unsuccessful, with courts often unwilling to second-guess a gaming organization's own findings of wrongdoing. As an example, Carter cites to a 2010 Indiana case where a golf teaching pro unsuccessfully sued a colleague for calling him a cheat for claiming a different classification than the one to which he was entitled. In that case, the Professional Golf Association agreed with the colleague's allegations following an investigation, and the court dismissed the defamation claim because the statements were true. As Carter notes, the court didn't do its own investigation, rather, the organization's own judgment was sufficient to shield the defendant from liability. And doubly so, it's hard to win an antitrust and intentional interference claim in the absence of prevailing on a defamation claim. And those remaining causes of action are also not particularly strong based on the allegations made in the complaint. For antitrust claims, in this context, it's likely that Neiman would have to plead enough facts to convince a jury that if true, the defendant entered into an actual agreement to blacklist Neiman. But Neiman and Chess.com are not competitors, and complaining that Chess.com and Carlson won't voluntarily play with him doesn't necessarily establish an illegal agreement. And simply alleging that the defendants did similar things at the same time isn't enough to allege an agreement in restraint of trade. And additionally, tortious interference allows for a claim for damages when a defendant wrongfully interferes with an existing contractual or business relationship. The key there clear, being wrongful interference with an existing contractual relationship. The complaint makes conclusory allegations that defendants intentionally interfered with Neiman's relationship with a series of chess-related entities to coerce them to terminate their relationships with him and blacklist him for future trade. But these are tough claims to make because the complaint doesn't actually allege any conduct directed at these entities. And to prevail on a civil conspiracy cause of action, a plaintiff has to prove that two or more defendants, again, entered into an agreement to commit a wrong and did actually commit a tortious act in furtherance of that agreement that caused injury to a third party. And Neiman makes conclusory allegations that the defendant agreed to do bad stuff to hurt Neiman, but doesn't actually provide the factual basis suggesting an agreement to do that. And quoting Texas Judge John Chupp, 3 people all liking the same cat picture on the internet is not a conspiracy. But the thing about real conspiracies is that you rarely have evidence of that agreement at face value. So if this lawsuit does make it past the motion to dismiss stage into discovery, I'm sure the very first thing that Neiman will ask for are all communications related to agreements between all of these parties. And who knows, maybe those agreements exist. But to understand whether Neiman cheated or whether Carlson is being a sore loser, it would really help to understand statistics and probability. And today's sponsor, Brilliant, is exactly the place to help. Brilliant is an online learning platform for STEM that replaces lecture videos with hands-on interactive lessons. Brilliant is for curious learners, both young and old, professional and inexperienced. And you can quickly learn to ace your high school, college math course, or just learn stuff that you always wanted. And in fact, Brilliant's Data Science Foundations course starts with probability fundamentals and builds up to using data and predictions, experimentation, and neural networks. You'll learn and understand an introduction to probability, applied probability, statistics fundamental, and eventually an introduction into neural networks. And then you can tell me if Neiman cheated. Because Brilliant lets you learn by doing rather than listening to hours of boring lectures. Learning through doing is scientifically proven to be the most effective way to master any new skill. And the courses have storytelling, interactive challenges, and problems to solve. You can sign up and start learning for free today by going to brilliant.org/legaleagle or clicking on the link that's on screen right now or down in the description. The first 200 people to sign up will also get 20% off their annual subscription. So by clicking on the link that's on screen right now or in the description, you get 20% off your subscription to Brilliant. Plus, clicking on that link really helps out this channel. And after that, click on the box for more Legal Eagle, or I'll see you in court.
My name is Cashman, and I'm going to teach you how to build the best noble family in Kingdom Maker. When a noble is born, it will be given a quality from runt to mythical. And higher quality nobles have a better chance to get higher quality traits. But what is a trait? Traits can change a lot about what your noble is good at, stats, abilities, and what actions they can take. Nobles can be born with traits or acquire traits throughout their lives. And these traits can be positive or negative and can affect your noble or other nobles. Traits of noble babies can be seen after you choose their role and can be more powerful depending on the level. For example, a normal level worldly trait gives 5% additional bribe defense and 5% dungeon speed for one terrain, while an exceptional level 3 worldly trait gives 10% additional bribe defense and 10% additional dungeon speed for 3 different terrains. The number of traits a noble has depends on the quality of the noble, the amount of traits their parents had, and a little bit of luck. Also, don't be scared to re-roll noble baby traits for better and rarer traits. So when making your royal family, it's always better to use your highest quality nobles or with other players' highest quality nobles. But there is no guarantee that the child will have the same quality as their parents. You could just get very unlucky and get a runt quality, and it doesn't really get worse than that. You have a limited number of nobles that you can have in your family, so what are you going to do with the lower quality nobles? Throw them in a volcano? Well, actually yes. There is a volcano that you can locate on the state map, and there you can sacrifice any unwanted nobles. But sacrificing anyone higher than a runt quality will give you a morale penalty, upsetting the people of your kingdom. And lowering morale gives you less bonuses compared to if you had a happy population. Or rather than yeeting your unwanted nobles into the volcano, you can ask around and see if anyone wants your noble and have them send over a proposal, accepting this proposal as your noble to their royal family. Another very important characteristic to your nobles is their role, which can be assigned to a noble baby as soon as they are born. This will determine what your noble is good at, what field of traits, army slots, army type, and talents are available for your new noble. There are many roles, and each one of these roles allows a noble to excel especially well in a certain aspect of the game. Some of the basic roles that you start with are captain, merchant, and explorer, but you can earn more roles by researching them in the academy. There is the captain role, which focuses on leading armies in open field combat. There is the merchant role, which focuses on trading and leveraging the experience to open new trade opportunities. There is also the explorer.
Help! Help!